By the time we complete it, it will be starting. Means we will start the new topic. So we have seen the uh, DBMS is nothing but the interface between you and the database. And we have seen that there are actually three levels of DBMS. One is physical schema, uh, which is basically technical, very difficult technical work, complex technical work is involved over here. So we are not interested. Conceptual layer, here also we are basically seeing that this is a conceptual layer, but entire database, and after that views. We have seen that there are tables in the relational models. We have discussed that there are indexes used for to search, expedite the searches. SQL is the language through which we communicate with our DBMS. In today's world, we have seen the NoSQL databases majorly used for the social networking and image-based database. So this is the very important slide. What are the this is the Oracle, MySQL. These are the example of relational database. This one, Oracle, an OLAP, we will be doing today. Then we have the NoSQL database. So you need to remember the type, the only the name of the example of the database and the use of it. So this key value, basically Amazon DynamoDB, it is a cloud-based database. So that is very important. Amazon DynamoDB, remember that name. Uh, if you okay, we have some column stores, basically Cassandra. It is a time series analysis data. So Cassandra has given a query language. So Cassandra query language. Then we have some document type NoSQL database, which is being used in the tweeters and all. Example is MongoDB, famous today. Actually, this is famous because it is open source, freely available. We also have graph database, social networking database, Neo4j, actually the name of the database. We have also seen there is one concept of vertical scalability and horizontal scalability. So just to summarize, if you have one hard disk, okay, and if you want to increase the capacity, then you may go ahead and add one another hard disk or two hard disks. So that is actually the horizontal scalability. And if you want to procure one means bigger hard disk and put it in your machine, that is the horizontal scalability. Okay, so these are the few things that we have discussed yesterday. Okay, so having said that, yeah, we will be starting our next agenda items, the data warehousing. What is that? How do we process it? And there are so many concepts. And if time permits today, or if not tomorrow, we will see what are the operations we can do and how we can use the basic operations in Excel only. Let's see. Okay, then hold on. So we are starting with the data warehousing. Data warehousing, of course, there has to be a database. Okay, majorly it is relational database. Okay. So now data warehousing means a huge data. Why we are using data warehousing? First of all, for analysis, for data mining, for forecasting. Okay. Uh, so means that is a data for historical data we are keeping for our analytical purpose. So historical data means this is not going to be changed. This is much more fixed, non-volatile data. Okay, so we will not be changing over the period of, means very frequently. Okay, so data warehousing, always remember this is used for your analytical purpose. Data is more or historical data, so more or less permanent. Okay, does not change frequently. Okay, so we have actually, means we will be seeing, we will be experiencing in tomorrow or day after. Okay, in practical, how to do all the operations of data warehousing. But for the concept wise, you see, you will many of the organizations. Anybody has worked in a data warehousing project? Those, anyone from IT with IT background? Okay, so there will be multiple data sources, frankly speaking. Okay, it may be different departments are using different types of data, or different regions are you maintaining their data in different format. What are the different sources? Maybe one source may be Excel, which is very, very common these days. Another source may be text file, not that common. Okay, whoever were using text file, they have moved to the Excel. Another source may be the data from a big RDBMS like Oracle. Another source may be a big RDBMS like DB2, other RDBMS, or Access. So there are different types of data sources, or data sources exist in an enterprise situation. So what we need to do is see, there are examples of databases, flat files. Flat files means Excel is a flat file, text file is a flat files. Those are the different types of databases. So what we need to do is we have to get the ETL, means those data file has to be consolidated in a single format or template. Okay, let me open mine. Hold on. One Excel I am just opening. You will see a term actually. As far as data warehousing is concerned, you will see a term called ETL. This is the heart of the all data warehousing scenarios. Okay, stands for extraction. Anybody? What is T? What is T?
Transform.
Extract. Transformation. Yes. Transformation. And the L stands for loading. That is the heart of the all data warehousing project. So first you have to, and there is a concept of staging area. Here actually in the slide it is shown. This is the staging area. Okay. Now let me go back to my Excel. Staging area. Whenever you heard this word staging, what should it come to your mind? Staging. Staging area is nothing but the means temporary place where you keep the data before loading into the original database or somewhere. Okay, here you do the transformations, data transformations. What are the different rules of transformation we will see? So first of all, there will be multiple sources. So we have to extract the data and keep it where? In the staging area. Then what we have to do with the data in the staging area, we have to perform some transformation. Transformation means cleaning, replacing duplicates, and so many other things. Okay. And after transforming, you have to load it in the final data warehouse. So ETL, actually, these are the operations we have to do in the data warehousing thing. Okay. Normally what we get as a project, actually what we get, okay, suppose someone is using Oracle database. So in Oracle database there is an option to export the data in the Excel format. So the client will extract the data in the Excel format, and they will be providing this team that data to the team who is performing the data warehousing work. Okay. So that is the ETL: extraction, transformation, and load. So extractions, let us go back. Multiple data sources. We are extracting to the staging area. This is the staging area. Then we are transforming the data in the staging area. Then we are loading to the data warehouse. This is the main database, historical database. Is majorly permanent here for analytical purpose. Okay. Then we have the, from the data warehouse, it is a huge database where the concept of big data actually comes up. Okay. So here actually after that, what will happen? It seems in many of the organization, data warehousing is so big, the means it you cannot means run the queries and get the output of your queries very easily. Okay, because of the big size, it takes a lot of time. So the data warehousing is broken down in the subject wise data. Subject means department, actually. In our case, procurement, sales, marketing, finance, HR, those type of small data warehousing has been created out of this big data warehouse. Those are known as data marts. Then these data marts, the smaller size data warehouse, are being used by different groups of users so that the performance increase. Performance means search, then getting the insight from the data will increase. Okay. So that is the entire cycle of the data warehousing. Okay. We also, what is up then? Let us see. So that is the source, that is the data warehouse. It is a simpler version of the previous image. Okay. So this is the, what is the, how big the data is. What is a big data? How to means a set of the data to be called as big. What is that actually? What should be the size? Okay. So the question is, how big is the data? So that the answer of that, the data, the data when we cannot handle, that data we cannot handle are basically the big data. Okay. In different organizations, the big data, the size of the data will differ definitely. Okay. So you can see the how big the data. We forget about the megabytes and gigabytes. We are starting with the terabytes. Okay. So that is basically being used for Walmart. Then we have petabytes. Okay, that is the GIS system. Obviously, because it is a very frequently changing data, so the data size is very big, very big. Exabytes. Basically, this is being used for medical records. Yes, it is written medical records. Zettabyte and zotabytes, very similar thing. Okay, so zettabyte is the weather for that is basically the unit of the data for weather reporting and images, and zotabytes are basically the intelligence agencies. Okay, so these are the basically first we have the megabyte, then we got the gigabytes and all, GB and all, but right now we are not talking about the megabytes or gigabytes. We are starting with the terabytes and going to the zotabytes. Zotabytes, actually we are not talking much because this is a very confidential thing. So zettabyte type of data basically we are doing. So you can think of how big the data can be. Okay, so obviously there has to be physical level, there has to be connected hard disk. One hard disk is basically faulty, then the entire system has to be backed up, or means that is a disaster recovery thing. That is a different story altogether. So think of the size of the data: terabyte, then petabytes, exabytes, and zettabytes. These four are the newer units of means data. Okay, so this is the thing called how big is the data. So one company like your Walmart will say my data is in terabytes, so that is my big data. Somebody will say my data is petabytes, so that is the big data. Okay, so data cannot be handled by the company. They need some expert opinions and help to manage their data are big for that company. Okay, so that is the size of the data basically these days, right? Now the next slide, if I move to the next slide. Okay, so what is again I am repeating that that data warehouse is historical data. It is fixed, majorly fixed, will not change very frequently, and it will be for analytical purpose. So data warehouse, as basically it has to be subject oriented. Subject oriented means department wise data mart actually. So we have to break down the data warehouses in different data marts to properly utilize the data. Okay, time variant. It contains historical data. Okay, and normally it does not contain the real data. Normally, non-volatile data cannot be changed or updated after it is entered into the data warehouse. Okay, so once this is there, it is majorly non-volatile. Okay, so that is the characteristics of a data warehouse. Okay, so let me go back before I come to this thing. Yeah, let's see this. This is a slide. Actually, this is the difference between data where see both of this operational database and data warehouse, both of them are basically data means RDBMS. Okay, there is no doubt on this. But one is the operational database. What is an operational database? Suppose a bank, you are going into the bank, you are depositing some money, that record is getting updated. Then you have withdrawn some money. So, those type of transactions are being updated on a regular basis. On a regular basis means on a per second basis, per second. So many updates. Okay, those type of database are basically known as operational database. Loans, credit card, savings, trust, those are the example of operational database. Okay, these are the application oriented. Just take an example of bank. But your data warehousing is subject oriented. You have your customer data, you have your vendor data, you have your product data, and what are the activities you made, transactions you made. Okay, but all historical data. So this is basically subject oriented data, and this is operational database. Okay, is a application oriented data. Okay, operational database actually used to run business in real time and based on up to the second data, means everything is updated. Okay, once you deposit the money, you come back and check your balance from the ATM, it is updated. Simple things. Okay, so this is the difference between two types of database. One is application database, which is being used and updated on a regular basis, and subject oriented database, which is actually our data warehouse. There is this is basically, there are two terms. So OLTP is the online transaction processing. Okay, this is the application oriented data, online transaction processing. And how the transactions are happening? Every day, every minute, every seconds. So that is the OLTP, online transaction processing versus data warehouse. OLTP, you need faster processes because the customer will not wait for you. But here, data warehouse performance is relaxed. It is a historical data. You are basically analytical purpose you will be using. Records first must be accessed very fast. Okay. So large volume of data will be accessed in data warehouse. So obviously thus it will be slow. Okay. No data redundancy. One account. What is data redundancy? Means same data basically are existing twice. There is, okay, database size is smaller, database size is much bigger in data warehouse. Okay, and thousands of users will be using the online transaction processing database that is basically transactions oriented, thousands of users. And in data warehousing you will be getting the handful of users like your managers and all. Okay, that is the reason. And OLTP systems are used to run a business, and data warehousing system helps to optimize your business. Okay, so that is the difference between OLTP and your data warehouse. I will take a pause out here. And do you have any any question? So what we have done, you think of your question, let me write it. We have two types of database, OLTP and OLAP. Okay, online transaction processing and OLAP, analytical processing. Okay, T stands for transactions. Transactions are made on a second, and A stands for analytics. Okay, obviously we will be not be this is not our basic we are not interested about transactions. So analytics, OLAP and OLTP. Any question on this? Any doubts you would like to clarify? Okay. Now I am going back where it is. This slide actually tells whatever we have discussed. This is the data warehouse system and operational database. It contains the current information. Database is mainly used to write, right? You are making any transactions in a bank, your data is being written to the database. Okay, but here actually you are reading in data warehouse, you are reading the data to get the some inference from the historical data. End users are business analysts, data analyst. Here the end users are ops team members. Okay. So that is the crux of the story. Now again, I am coming back. We have seen one diagram before that, but it is a something else actually. Some means same thing. So we have the different data sources are there. So that we have flat files, RDBMS, this RDBMS, this is RDBMS, this may be Excel, this may be Oracle, this may be DB2. Okay. So we are extracting the data to the staging area. What we are doing, we are integrating the data, cleaning the data, doing some intermediate calculations. Whenever you see the term staging, that means you are doing some intermediate work before it goes to the final things. Then you are transforming, loading the actual data warehouse. Okay. and then you are creating different data marts out of this big data warehouse, which cannot be managed means properly. Okay, and then you are getting some reports. Okay, query analysis and all those things for different types of people. Okay, so that is the crux of the story of the data warehouse. Okay, anybody has worked in a data warehouse project, that he or she can come up and say anything you would like to add here from your experience.
Mm, Yes, sir. I had an doubt.
Hmm,
Sir, yesterday you
please.
said RDBMS is scalable vertically.
Scalable vertically,
Today,
correct?
today you said if there are too many records, it is difficult for the SQL to means to do a search.
Correct.
So, sir, are we
If the size is huge, then it is very difficult to manage. Right.
sir, is there any kind of limit that beyond this number of records, it would be difficult?
No, means anyway, means it is very difficult to think. Okay, because you have seen the units. Huh. So
Mhm.
this is actually the work for the DBA. Where is that physical level DBA? We have seen that, right? Yeah. Okay. This is the thing. This person actually, this conceptual
Mhm.
level DBA or physical level DBA, okay, has to optimize the database, right? So actually, they have to tell us up to means how many records actually can be handled, and beyond that they have to set a threshold limit. Okay, this person will be setting a threshold limit. So after 5 petabyte of data, we will go ahead and buy a new hard disk. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here actually this person is responsible to optimize performance, this conceptual level. Understood? Huh?
Yes.
There is no means in suppose you can think of a pharmaceutical company like Johnson and Johnson. Okay, that is one. You can think of another company called General Motors. Both of them are very big company, right? So there is no hard and fast rule. Actually, that conceptual level DBA will give us a threshold. After that, when the means hard disk is completely means filled 80% filled or something, then we will move to another hard disk or something like that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now the multi-dimensional database. Hmm. So now we are coming to a multi-dimensional database. Now tell me, suppose multi-dimensional database. Uh, so first two-dimensional. Two-dimensional database will have rows and we'll have columns like Excel. So we have rows, we have columns. Okay, that is basically the tables, right? Two-dimensional is tables, correct? So how can we create a multi-dimensional database? What do you mean by multi-dimensional database? Clear your concept. Okay, multi-dimensional database. We will see multi-dimensional. Huh? Multi-dimensional DB will what will have? It will have more than one tables joined. Joined means more than one tables related to each other actually. Each other. So here in multidimensional database, it does not mean that you have the XYZ axis. Okay. It is basically you have more than one tables, but the tables are being joined. This concept, please be sure, huh? So even if this is a cube sort of thing, we have been told, we have been taught in the books, we have seen this type of pictures. But in practical life, there is no database which is having X, Y, Z. We are only having two-dimensional table or tables. Okay, let's see. So here you see it is showing that we are for our data warehousing OLAP. Now you can see online analytical processing. Okay, this is basically we know for analytical purpose. We are creating a data warehousing with our historical data. ठीक है, that's okay. There is one term. Remember this, hypercubes. Huh? These database are visualized actually. You understand? It is a visualization only. Okay. In our brain means there is nothing called Z-axis in the RDBMS. So these type of cubes actually are known as hypercube. So what are the things we have? We have some quarters, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. We have some sales of the car, bus, train, and plane. Okay, some items, vehicles. Okay, fine. So we have some times, we have some vehicles, and based on that, we have some cities actually: Delhi, Kolkata, Istanbul, Karachi. Okay, you will be getting these slides and all. So no means after this session, I will be sharing this one. Okay, so that is actually a visualization of these three data, and whatever we need to do in data warehouse, okay, we have to think of this data as a table. Let's see. So these are the 5 operations. We have seen 2 things. Do not be confused. We are seeing this is actually a data warehousing means activities, ETL. Okay, now that is actually the OLAP operations, means the analytical operations we should be having for our data warehouse. Right? Drill down, it should be roll up actually at the top. Drill down, roll up, dice, slice. These 4 are very common, and then pivot. Okay, so whenever you see the name pivot, those who have already aware of the pivot table in Excel, they can think of that. But here the pivot means something else. Okay, so we have the drill down, roll up, just opposite to the drill down, then dice, slice, and pivot. These 5 operations we have to do, or we can do over the data warehouse system. Only this 5, huh? Simple thing. And with this 5, all the BIs, means business intelligence, are being done. Okay. So that is the drill down. So drill down means, see, previously what we had in the time, we are having quarter 4. Okay, if you drill down to quarter 4, you will be getting more detail. Drill down is nothing but the more detail from the aggregations. So April to December. So now it is a more detailed one, not quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. So this is actually a drill down from this. It was this. Now if you go back, now this is basically roll up. Okay, this is the data most detailed level. Even you can have the day wise data, which is a further drill down. Okay, say opposite of the drill down is roll up. So roll up actually is aggregations. Okay, and rolling up, right? Huh? So this Q4 is a high level aggregation of months data, 3 months data each quarter. Okay, but this is this can be further drilled down here. Okay, anything anybody can suggest? Have you done this earlier? This drill down and roll up in any of the software? Anyone, even anyone can speak. Okay, have you done any roll up? Means just aggregation. Aggregation means what? Sum, count, average, standard deviations. These are the aggregation functions, right?
Yes, sir, we have done. Like I have done.
Okay, where you have done this?
Sir, in my company, I used to do.
You used which using which tool?
This SQL. I think SQL only.
SQL only. Okay, we will do it today. I think we can do that as well. Let's see. Okay, so that is the drill down roll up. Now dice, slice and dice. Nothing. Slice is actually, you see the entire cube is like this. Okay, if you want to get the data for Kolkata and Delhi, and for Q1, Q2, and for car and buses, subset of data that you are slicing a cake. Okay, suppose you have a cake. What is the difference between slice and dice? Okay, so in how many dimensions are there? This is a dice example. This is a dice example, and the below one is the slice example. Okay, in dice, in the Ludo, actually, okay, if you give that the now whatever, okay, your dice will be 3-dimensional, right? It is not going to lose the dimensions. Yeah, you got 4 or 6, that does not mean, okay, but your dice remain 3-dimension. So dice actually, okay, does not lose their dimensions. Okay, and slice actually loses the dimension. See here, actually you are getting the only 2-dimensional data. So you are only getting the city names and the vehicle. You are the entire entire cube is having 3-dimensionals, but right now you are not considering the time series. You are sorry, this is not this one, this one, considering only Q1 one time, and your dimension has been reduced. So remember, in slicing, your dimensions are being reduced. Okay, but in dicing, this is also a subset of data. This is also a subset of data, but the difference is here all the, yes, subset Q1, Q2. There are okay, out of 4 quarters you are getting this this car and buses, you are getting only this, not all the data. It is a subset of the data, but you are getting the data for all dimensions. But in slice you are losing the dimension. Okay, any doubt, anything? We will see that. Pivoting, now this is a rotation operations. Actually, you are rotating the columns into rows and rows into columns. You are rotating the columns into rows and rows into columns. Would you like to see those examples? Hello? Hey, others can speak, huh? Okay, let me open.
Yes, sir.
This is the not the file. Okay, let us see these 5 operations. You all open the Excel file with you. You have 1 minute time. Please open your Excel. Oh, I have to give that file to you. Okay, let me do it myself. You follow that, huh? I have a data file.
So you can paste the file in the Teams chat, so we'll get
No,
access.
that is, I do not have the access here. Okay, where let me try once. Okay. This is the Teams. This is the thing. Chat, right? See that my chat is disabled.
Okay, sir.
Okay. No, no issue. Means it is a small sort of examples, but I can pass it to you. Mm, Anyway, let me. I forget it. So, what are the things we have? I have this Excel. I will show you these operations that we have just discussed. Okay. So, what are the operations we are going to see? We will be using a small pivot table and we'll do that. You can take this exercise as a preparation for tomorrow's class because dhire dhire we are approaching towards data modeling. Okay, so these are the operations: drill down, roll up, dice, slice, pivot. ठीक है, pivot be not an issue. So let us see the data. You will be getting, this is a data, I got it from the internet itself. Okay. So I will be passing this file to you after this session. So first, understand the thing. Country, it is a sales data, it seems. Yes. Product. Okay, some products are there. Some units sold, yes. Manufacturing price, sale price, then gross sales, some amount of discount, sales, COGS, profit, which date it has been sold or something, which month, year. From date itself we will be getting month and year, so I am not interested about month and year. Okay, so now you tell me, there is means I would like to see the quarter wise sales. Let's see. Okay, I would like to see the quarter wise sales. Quarter will come from the date field. Obviously quarter is a time series, so date, there is only one date field was there. So we have sales. Okay, we want to see the sales and the profit. Okay, per each quarter. Let's see. So we have to do a pivot table. How do you do the pivot table? Insert pivot. Okay. Next time onwards, I will be sharing this file previously, means before the class. So if you click this, it is asking you whether you would like to get this pivot table in the new worksheet. I am telling yes. This is the pivot table. And here are the fields. Actually, we have four things. We can discuss this tomorrow as well. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to quarter wise. So quarter date, where is the date? This is the date. I am putting the date out in the rows actually. Okay, so we have 2018 data, 2019 data, and what we need to do, sales. Sales. Okay, fine. That is the sum of the total sales actually. Small pivot table. We would like to get the profit as well. Okay, fine. So that is the aggregation. See, sum of sales, sum of profit in 2018, 2019. Okay, so that is a basically a pivot table. Now, if you, I will show you how to drill down. What is a drill down? Very simple. Means you just plus sign, you open that, you get the quarter. So that is a drill down report. Even more drilling down. Quarter 2, quarter 3. Here also you have so many quarters. Quarter 1, quarter 2, with different levels of drill down is possible. Okay. And if you want to roll this up, go ahead, roll this up. This is roll this up. Okay. See, it is always better to see these things instead of reading or telling this is the roll up, this is the drill down and all. So you have seen one type of drill down out here. Now you want to see, okay, September, so much amount, okay, sales has been done. Let's see what is the detail. You keep this cursor here and just double click. See the detail. This is the drill down. Detailed data available. Okay, what we did, just a double click on the roll up data. See, everything is coming up. Okay, so if you want to see the quarter January profit, let's see how it is the profit. This is the drill down. Okay, so many levels of drill down possible. Okay, 2018. Now this is what, just clicking and clicking. This is just a roll up. Okay, if you want to do different types of roll up, we have taken a aggregation function sum. We can just click here. You can see that there is one option, value field. We can have count, average, maximum sales, minimum. Okay, standard deviations and all. I think, yeah, standard deviation, variations, all those things are there, right? So if you want count, let it be count. So count of sales, 176 sales has been done. Okay, so this is what, this is a how many dimensions data you are getting. If you visualize it in this form, it is nothing but the 2 dimensions. Okay, it is 2 dimensions. Physically you cannot find that hypercube. Okay, it is all 2 dimensionals only the representations. Now suppose here you want to keep the, okay, dekhte hai country. Let's see the which country we made the profit or something. We have taken the country out here. Okay, now you just open it. See, Q3 September, Brazil, India, Japan. This is the country wise data. Are you getting a feeling of 3 dimensions? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So October, Brazil, India, so country is there. Okay, in case you would like to see the discount as well, just take the discount. They are saying that, okay, my discount is this. So we have just created, now going back, whatever we have done, drill down and roll up, just simple Excel pivot table. If you have an, I will be giving you the file. If you want me to discuss this pivot tabling in tomorrow's class, I will take 10 minutes time and discuss, not an issue. So now dice. So dice क्या होता है? Dice and slice. Dice is this. Dice matlab dice will remain 3 dimensional in the Ludo. So there is no loss of dimensions. But slice में थोड़ा dimension change हो जाता है. Let's see how simple it is to visualize. Okay. So now dice. I would like to see only the data filter. I would like to see only 2009 data by or nothing much. So how many dimensions are there? All dimensions are there. Okay, quarter we hai, Jan month is there, country is there, all dimensions are there, but only the 2019 data. So it has all the dimensions, but a subset of data. So yeah, that Ludo wala dice. So it has not lost its dimensions. So that is dice. Now you tell me. I would like to see only, I don't want to see the this suppose the month-wise data. So what, or month-wise data, or I don't like to see the sum of the discounts. So I will put this sum of the discount here, and we are losing a dimension of, or even we can get rid of the date. Okay, so here September is there, right? So here you see, we can see we don't want to see the dates. So see, Q1 month, that drill down has been gone. That September, October. Okay, it is country. So we don't want to see the country. So we are losing the dimensions. So this is what this is slice. Simple. So here the example of dice, without that definition, dice is subset of data, but the number of dimensions are same. Slice, subset of data, dimension reduced. Without knowing these things, we can do our work in Excel without knowing this. Just we are clarifying that this is the relationships between the theory and the practice. Nothing great in it. Okay, there is no point. There are books actually, 100 pages book to 200 pages chapters. Oof. Means you don't need to see that actually. Okay. So friend, I will be sharing this file to you. So what we have done, then again go back. We have seen how to drill down. Different levels of drilling downs are possible. Rolling up, yes, different level of roll up is possible. Even a double click will give you the most detailed drill down, right? That is very important. This is if you want to see in Q3 what are the cells, 36 cells, you just double click, you will be getting the 36 cells, details of the 36 cells. Excellent drill down for facilities for Excel. Any question, any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, now the things are getting clearer. Okay, nobody is going to come back and say that we have to slice and dice and do a pivoting and all. You know what does it mean by slice and dice right now. Correct. So that was the intention. Now you know what are the operations of data warehouse. Okay. So now we have to know. Okay. Now I was telling no. Okay. Let me go back to the Excel, my Excel. Now I will be doing some data modeling. Okay, to next class we will be seeing the extraction, transformation and load. Okay, for that please keep your Excel ready. We will be doing that. Okay, extraction, transformation, load. What is that and how do we do that? And so that you have a very clear hands-on idea on ETL. Okay, there will be this concept of staging area as well. Let's see. Okay. Okay, now we are moving towards data model. Yesterday, I have given a hint that what is a data model by? We have to model the data. Oof, difficult terms, right? Model the data. How do we model the data? So actually, this is the design part in software or anywhere, any engineering practice. Okay, you have a design on the paper. So that is the design part. How the data will be, what are the fields will be the of the data, what will be the table structures and all. So data model, for the simpler view for you to understand, keep this thing in your mind. Data model is a collection of tables. Tables matlab, it is a two-dimensional things. One table is two-dimensional. Multiple table connected, how connections and all will come, connected are three-dimensionals. Okay, or multi-dimensionals. So collection of tables, okay, collection of interconnected tables. Interconnected tables and their relations. No, sorry. Collection of tables, interconnection will come to the relation only, right? Plus the relation. These two combinedly called data model. It can be very, very complex. It can be very, very complex, or but we will not discuss those things. Again, for a big, suppose I can give you some examples. If in suppose a uh, municipal corporation, right? Uh, you are doing a data modeling. So what are the different types of taxpayers? Means so many different types of data are there. Okay, historically as well. So that becomes very, very, very complex to create a data model, and you need real skill of doing that. That's true. Okay, so there again, a business analyst, definitely database guys. All this will be required for that. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I will be back. Huh? Please be there. I will be back. I am back. Somebody was there at the door. Anyway, okay, data model, collection of tables and their relations. Okay, now means you can take this. We are starting the session for data model now. Okay. Okay. What means? See, uh, see this picture. Do not go through the text. Okay. See in the center there is a blue colored table, and at all those things we have a different yellow colored tables. So that actually this is nothing but a data model. Why? Means we have how many tables? 4 amber and 1 blue. So we already have 5 tables. These 5 tables are connected to each other. So that is a pictorial. Of course, data model has to be pictorial. Okay, it is not like that you are writing something on a piece of paper or something. It has to be pictorial, something like that. And there are tools for that. We will be using one maybe tomorrow. Okay. Uh, so data model has to be created. Okay. Now the concept is, see, this is written fact and dimension table and their relations. Fine. So there are, let me go back to my Excel. You must be knowing, means many of you will be aware that there is a concept of master table and transaction table. Master table means the data Master table means the data is more or less stable. Suppose you go to a bank, right? You open an account at the very beginning. What will happen? The one database, one table, one record will be created. What is that record? Your name, your address, your Aadhaar card, your account number, then your father's name, blah, 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 date of birth and all. Many of the data, most of the data will not be changing. Yeah, your address may be changing after a year or so, if at all happens, right? But your date of birth, Aadhaar number, blah, 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 all those data will remain permanent. So those type of data files are known as master table. Okay, so master table is basically a stable. I'm just writing here. Data are majorly permanent, not permanent, but Thing is permanent. Okay, but in transaction files, what will happen? Transaction file will contain the day-to-day transactions. You deposit some 1,000 rupees, you withdraw 500 rupees, something like that. So the data is changing. Okay, so there are two types of data, master and transactions. Here, actually, if you go back to this, you have the fact table and dimension tables. Okay, and these are the customer table, product table, date table, store table. So actually these are basically the dimension tables. Dimension tables. And transaction is basically your fact table. So which is basically nothing but the permanent data and changing data. The concept more or less remains same with a new name given to that, okay, in the data warehousing scenario. Let me go back to that. So now let's see one example. You know, those it is we have two tables. One is employee table, another is department table. These two table has to be connected with each other. So there has to be a common field. To connect any tables, we must have a common field. Okay, here you see the department ID employee table, and this is their department. This department ID is actually tell me which is the, here these two, department ID and department ID, these two are the common field. Okay, so the relationships has been done between them. In employee table, so in employee table, you tell me, can you have duplicate employee number? No. So employee ID cannot be duplicate. So we have a concept of primary key and a foreign key. Okay. So here in the department table, you see the department IDs are all unique. So this department ID is a primary key. And here, this department ID means multiple employees can work in a same department. So department ID will not be unique, but it will be used to join or make a relationships between this employee and department table. So this department ID will be named as a foreign keys. So here in this example, which one is the master file or dimension file? This department is the master file. Master file will have primary keys. Remember, master files or dimension files will have primary keys, and the transaction files or fact files will have foreign keys. Now going back to the previous one. See, I told you, no, these yellow are basically the fact tables. So fact tables are nothing but the, sorry, these yellows are all dimension tables. Sorry, huh? Do not be confused. Dimension tables. Okay, the middle one is the fact table. So dimension tables will have the primary key because these data are relatively stable. And all those tables, see how many primary keys are there? Primary key 1 for customer table, primary key 2 for product table, primary key 4 for date table, primary key 3 for store table. So 4 primary keys will be joined in the one fact table. See, there are 4 foreign keys corresponding to each primary key. So that is the concept of primary and foreign key. Very simple actually. Okay. Now these types of schema. Again, schema means, okay, each dimension, basically what are the dimension tables? And right now you can see everything is given out here very clearly. Dimension table 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, dealer master. So dealer ID, location, country, dealer name, all those things are more stable. Okay, and dealer ID would be the primary key. Here, you see this fact table is having dealer ID again because this is the foreign key. Okay, the relationships is between dealer ID of dealer table and dealer ID for revenue table. If you see all this this thing, product ID is the primary key. Here also we have some model ID or something. Name may be different. Okay, model ID is the product of the connection between this. Okay, so that is a star schema. What is a star schema? The basic schema, one fact table and multiple dimension tables. Star schema looks like a star, so it is. Oh, okay. Fact table at the center, which contains keys of every dimension attributes like that's okay. Understood? Star schema. Schema means structure. Now it is a snowflake. Snowflake. Okay. Now you see what is the difference between the previous? This is the one level thing. Here you see this is basically the star schema up to this much. And these dimensions tables are also having or also basically being related with some other dimension tables. So actually this is known as your, but the how many fact tables? Only one fact tables. There are multiple levels of dimension tables. Dimension tables has primary key or foreign key? Answer is primary key. Who will have the foreign key? Fact table, which is in the middle. Huh? Remember, fact table is in the middle. Okay. Then we have this many. So till now, we have only one fact table at the middle. Okay. Here you see in the galaxy, sorry, in the galaxy also are fact constellations. Galaxy is also known as fact constellations. Names are very beautiful. Huh? Constellation for one, more than one. Fact constellation means more than one fact table. This is one fact table, another fact table. So we have two fact tables in galaxy schema. So what are the things we have heard? Star schema, sorry. One fact table, multiple dimensions in one layer only. Snowflake, one fact table, multiple dimension in multiple levels. Then galaxy or star constellations, fact constellations. Obviously, multiple fact table, and multiple dimension table. Okay. So these are the three types of data model can be produced. It will be much more clear tomorrow when we do the exercise. Okay, you all will be doing it along with me. I will make sure. Okay. So any question, anything you would like to repeat or anything you would like to, because many of you may not be having the IT background, but yeah, tell me. Anybody can speak, no issue.
Sir, in, sir, in Snowflake schema, yes, sir.
Yeah.
So two dimension tables are connected through primary key because am I right? The
yes.
location table and the dealer table both are connected through primary key.
No. You
How are
see
they
that?
both connected?
See, location table. Start with the location table. You see my screen, everyone. Good question. What is the primary key for the location table? Location ID. Correct? What is this location table is connected with the dealer ID, dealer table. So what is the primary key for dealer? Dealer ID. So it has got another location ID. So location ID is a foreign key for dealer, but a primary key for location. Understood? Hello.
Yes, sir. So a foreign key can also be for a dimension table, not only for a fact table, right?
No, because for any relations, you must have a primary key plus a foreign key. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Foreign key. Otherwise means you cannot create a relation. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And if you think deeply, this will be in your means in all relationships in your personal life as well. You must have something common and something uncommon to connect with. Anyway. So these are the three types of data models. I told you just a 1 minute Gyan. I told you we are starting data model. Data model hai kya cheez? It is nothing but a collection of tables and the relations. Relations ke liye what we need? We need a primary key in the master table or dimension table. We need a foreign key in a transaction tables. Okay, common. So that is the means. Okay, how we'll be creating the master table, the dimension table relationships, we'll see tomorrow. Okay, we do not have time today. So what are the different types of data models in a pictorial format? We have seen star schema, one fact, obviously multiple dimension. Snowflake, one fact, no change, but multiple layer of dimensions. Fact constellation, which is also known as galaxy, multiple fact, multiple dimensions. Okay, so majorly in that municipal corporation data model, what will have? It will have a galaxy schema with a hell lot of complications. Okay, and these are the these dealer ID, location ID, these are the basically the field name or attribute name. Okay. Okay, up to this much, these three types of schema present. We will be doing something like this. That let's see tomorrow how we go ahead with this. ETL, we just covered that extraction, load, transformation, and load. Now extraction, we know different types of data sources. We have to keep it a common template where in the staging area before we load it actual data warehouse. That we will see, not an issue. Some examples of transformation. Read it, you will enjoy. Okay. Cleaning of the data. Somewhere it is written male, somewhere it is written M, somewhere it is written female to F. All those things has to be uniformalized. Okay. Then what to say? In same person, different spelling. And this is a true story actually. Agarwal spelling is written in multiple ways, but the person name is same. Agarwal, Agrawal, etc. I do not have any issue with this title. Just a real life, just to cite a real life example, I use this surname. Okay. Then Mumbai, Bombay. Okay. Then you do not have the data. Then what you are going to do? Whether you are keeping a null value, it is a blank value. If you can put it a zero value, or what you can do. Okay, so all those things has to be done in the transformations. Okay, so ETL, so this is the T for that. So all these things has to be cleared. And data mart, we have already told, smaller data warehouse. QK data warehouse size is huge. 5 years, this historical data. How big you understand? So if you give a query, even the fastest computer will take 50 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, so you make the database more efficiently usable by forming the data mart. Here the examples are given. Data mart. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. But what is that? It is a subset of the data warehouse. Sales data, marketing data, operational data. Those are the small warehouses. Right. This is very, very important for your type of course and work and this one. Who is the basically data means warehousing boss? You know, surprisingly, leaders are Informatica, small company. Small company. Okay. Not as big as IBM, Oracle, Microsoft, SAP, but they are the leading data warehousing tool provider across the globe. Okay. Now, other things are there. Microsoft is there. Oracle definitely is there. Okay. TIBCO and all are there. But Informatica, data warehousing means most of the company are basically follow this Informatica. Okay. Informatica. These are the leaders actually for data warehousing. Okay. You can see SAP, actually business objects. This is also a data warehousing tool. And there are so many, but this Informatica and SAP business objects are majorly used this today's date. Okay, what else? We have just covered this. This is extremely important slide. OLTP and data warehousing. OLTP operational means files are always be written. This is being used for writing, right? You have done a transaction, so that has to be written to the database. But the data warehousing is majorly used to read what happened yesterday. Okay, and how we can plan or forecast our strategy, data driven strategy. So if you do not, it is an investment, remember. Okay, one, you will be seeing that if those data warehousing, even if it is in the cloud, okay, then also there will be around $10,000 per year minimum cost to maintain this data warehousing, which is huge. But still we have to keep this thing because we need the data to make our decisions. Otherwise, just forget it. So everywhere, if you join, if you do not means join your any IT company, does not matter. Each and every good organizations, even Flipkart, Amazon, okay, everyone are maintaining the data warehouse infrastructure means very religiously. So you will be finding that everywhere this data warehousing, whenever you join your new job and all, you will be getting this one. Okay. So I do not have anything to discuss now today. So in case you have something, okay, let me share the where I kept the file. One second, huh? I forgot. Have I? Okay. Okay, give me one of your email ID. Let me pass the file to you.
Sir, SATYA.
SATYA. One second, huh? SATYA. Satya.
PRIYA.
PRIYA.
Underscore KD23.
Underscore KD23 @iift.edu. I am just passing this file to you. Please share this file to everyone in the section D only. Okay.
Okay, sir, sure.
DW files is there with section D. Okay. Let me give you the file. Otherwise, I will forget. Never I will be. These two. Tomorrow, if you think I should be covering first 10 minutes in pivot, please let me know. I do not have any issue. Oh, I have given you the PPTX. Do not take this PPTX. I will give you the PDF. Please share this, huh? So tomorrow also we have the another session. So tomorrow, everybody please be ready with your Excel. We will be doing some new things that I'm sure you do not know. So I have shared this. Please take it, huh?
Sure, sir.
Okay, then if you have anything to discuss, please go ahead. Otherwise, we will close the call now. Talk to you tomorrow again. Thanks everyone for joining.
Sir, have you sent the file? Okay, I got it.
Got it? Okay, perfect. Okay, then. Thanks. Create a folder and keep all the file in that folder. Okay. Bye for now then.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.